the screen up here. I'm videoing. Shh, I am videoing. So, y'all can go back and watch this real quick. Let me give them their report cards. Remington.
It's thicker than a Snicker.
Anybody not get a report card? Everybody got their report card. Okay. Good job. All right, y'all sit down. Let's go over number one. Number one is a Pythagorean triple. So you should already know. It's okay if you don't. It's a 3, 4, 5. Right? Some of y'all may know that just because you're familiar with it. It's a 3, 4, 5 triangle. But say that you don't know that. This first page is mostly, I'll put your phone up. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Okay? What is 3 squared? 9. What is 4 squared? 16. What is 9 plus 16?
25.
So some people probably put 25 as their answer. Is that C? No. It's D. And kind of look at the numbers, what you would think. Take the square root, and so C is 5. Okay? But some of you already knew that. Because we're so smart. Okay? Can I erase, or are y'all writing? Don't erase? Okay. I'm gonna get... Yeah, the whole first side is A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Number 4, I am taking off there.
Your what?
Oh. You don't have to use the distance formula on number 4.
I just got the answer for that one. I was just told an answer. And
Is 4 easy or so?
Yeah, no.
I
Actually,
don't know how to do it.
I think what they do is they make a right triangle out of it to figure it out. But I think I'm going to take number 4 off there. We got plenty. Okay, everybody has that? Let me go to number 2. Yeah, I am. I said that the other day, but now I just now see why they put that one on there. It makes total sense. Maybe I'll remember that for next year. Okay, number 2. All right, they give us links 8, 15, and 17. So again, A squared, so I'm going to put that one, plus B squared are smaller numbers, equals C squared. And then I would have to use my calculator. Let me just type in these two and see what I get. So I would do 8 squared plus 15 squared, and I get 289. What is 17 squared?
289.
Okay, so it asks, is that a Pythagorean triple?
Yes.
Yes, and it's because there's no decimals. They're all non-zero whole numbers. So it forms this right triangle that's a Pythagorean triple. What answer is that? I think it is D. Okay, how are we with that? Good? All right, number 3. Number 3, we have a square root. It's okay. So it's A squared plus B squared. What are those two numbers? Shh. Y'all quit talking while I'm talking. 3 squared and 7 squared equals C squared. What is 3 squared again?
9.
What is 7 squared?
49.
Boys, shh. I'm going to send this to your moms. Okay, what is 9 plus 49? I was about to put that in my calculator. 58. Now, I'm almost done. I would need to square root it. Now, do you see the square root of 58? Oh, I do, but what's wrong with the square root of 58?
It's not a whole number.
Well,
It's not the lowest.
you can, yes, there's probably a number that goes into 58, that is a perfect square. So what number do y'all think? It's got to be either B or C. So what number's on the outside of B and C? 2. So if I square that, what number is that? It's 4. So what is 58? That's just like a hint. What's 58 divided by 4? Oh, that doesn't work.
It's A. Yeah.
So it's got to be A. Okay. I was thinking we could reduce 58, but we can't. Like with a perfect square.
She tricked you.
Say that, well, let me give you an example. What if it was 48? Can I leave it like that?
No.
There's a perfect square that goes into 48, and it's what?
6.
6 in a perfect square. It's
36.
not. It's not 4. It's not 36. 3's not a perfect square.
6, 7.
2's not a perfect square. 16. 16 goes into 48, right? 3 times. We're just trying to reduce square roots. Well, if it's on there, you need to know how to do it. I can stop, but I mean, then if it's on your test.
Let's go next.
Okay, so when y'all ask me on the test if there's a square root of 48, anyway,
No.
okay, we'll just. The answer on this one is A, yes, but on your test, if it can be simplified, then you would have to simplify it.
Owie.
Okay, which is what I was trying to show you to do. In Algebra 2, in Algebra 2, they're going to assume you already know how to do this. So y'all are good with me skipping it? Okay, so again, that's fine. You don't have to listen. Yes, 48 has a perfect square in it. That means what is a number that you've squared? Okay, so like 4 squared is what?
4, 16.
16. And 16 goes into 48. So I can simplify. What's the square root of 16?
4.
So your answer would actually be 4 square root of 3. Okay, you can simplify square roots. Some calculators do this for you, not this one. Okay? Yeah, there's several people that have a calculator. I don't know what kind they are, but they'll do that just for you. Okay? All right. So it could be like this or it could be like this on your test. I said we're skipping number 4. Number 5 is also an a squared, b squared, c squared, but it might not be equal to.
Wait, we're skipping 4?
Yeah, we are skipping 4. Okay, so number 5, I'm actually going to write my c squared first because I need to compare my hypotenuse. Which one's my c? Yep.
81.
81. And I don't know if it's equal, greater, less than. That's what we're trying to find. And then over here, I've got 18 and 80. So let's see what happens. What is 81 squared?
6,560.
And then I'll do 18 squared plus 80 squared.
6,700.
So the hypotenuse is less than. So what kind of triangle is that? It's a cube.
Wait.
The hypotenuse, you put it first this time, okay? So the hypotenuse, if it's less than, it's a cube. If the hypotenuse was greater than, it's obtuse. If the hypotenuse was equal to it, it is just like all the rest of these on the page, right. A right triangle. Okay?
If it's equal, it's right.
If it's equal, that's like how we did number 1, number 2, and number 3. Those were all equal because those were all right triangles. Then the last one on this page is just telling it's a little bit different. Is it acute, obtuse, or equal? And that one was acute because it was less than. The hypotenuse is what you have to look at. Hypotenuse was less than. Okay? All right. Let's go to number 6. Notice number 6, girls, is a 45, 45, 90 triangle. So, what?
It was just me.
So, we're going to look at the 45, 45, 90 formula, okay? I'll draw this picture, 45, 45, 90. This is 3 square root of 2. I will just go ahead and write down my formula. What's my formula? Hypotenuse is the leg times the square root of 2. What are they asking me to find on number 6? So I'm going to put the hypotenuse is, what's my leg? 3 square root of 2 times the square root of 2. What do you do on here? Yes, you can put it in your calculator, and it's going to tell you it's 6. Or you can just do 3 times 2, right? The square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is 2. And what is 3 times 2? So your hypotenuse is 6.
That little formula is staying up there. Ain't it?
Yes. Everything that's up there, y'all don't need that bottom pink formula. That's for a different class. But everything else up there, y'all can use. It's basically just 4 formulas. All those pink ones on the right, you just need one.
On this
Top
one,
right corner.
do you have to do all that work, or can you just do 3 times 2?
No, you can just do it.
If you would know that it's supposed to be 3 times 2, yeah, then just put, yeah, you can just do 3 times 2. I'm just showing y'all all my steps. Okay, but if you're used to it and you're quick, that's fine. Okay, number 7, we've also got a 45, 45, 90. So same formula. This is x, this is 9. So I'm going to put hypotenuse equals the leg times the square root of 2. So what's the hypotenuse? This is what 9 equals the leg times the square root of 2. What's wrong with that? I need to solve for my leg, or x, whatever. Divide by the square root of 2. So we have 9 over the square root of 2. Notice that's not quite an answer, because what do I need to do with that? Move the square root of 2. Yes, you can divide this and see what decimal you get, and divide A, B, C, and D and see what decimals they are. That's one way to compare, but I'm just going to do the way I taught you. So your numerator is 9 square root of 2, and what's the denominator? 2. Okay. 9 square root of 2 over 2. Did y'all get these the other day when y'all worked on it? How far did y'all get? Y'all skip around?
I got a 20.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I have 20.
That's really good.
Finish.
Huh?
Finish.
Could have, but it's okay. I'm going to go through it. Number 8, we're going to change pace and start with or go to a 60 or 30, 60, 90 triangle. Okay, so I shall write both my formulas down. All right, hypotenuse equals 2s. The long leg equals s squared root of 3. Now, if I try this one, it gets me nowhere. You could try it. Hypotenuse equals 2 times the short leg. 14 equals 14. I didn't get anything done with that. That's okay. Let's come over here to the long leg. Isn't that this one across from 60? That's what I'm looking for. So I'm just going to leave it like that. And what's my short leg? 7 square root of 3. That's it. That's your answer. Yep. Which I left mine as L. If you put X, that's good. If you left yours as L, that's fine. This is just what I'm looking for. 7 square root of 3. Let me draw number 9.
That's 8, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was number 8. Okay.
The formula.
Yeah, I wrote my formula right here.
Formula? No, this one. Ain't no 3 there, little. That's what it is.
S. This is an S. Okay. This one, it's a 30, 60, 90. I'll write down my 2 formulas again. Okay. And then let's see. I know my short leg, right? Because it's across from the 30. So my hypotenuse, let's find it first. It's 2 times the short leg.
14.
So what is 2 times 14? 28.
You already know your answer.
There you go. Now what's my short leg again?
14.
14 square root of 3. That's the long leg.
Me.
14 square root of 3. And yeah, you could probably, you said, tell what your answer was early. So yeah, number 9 is, what'd y'all get?
B.
B? It is A.
Yeah, I got A.
Number 9 is A. Be careful. Y is the hypotenuse. Y is 28. Okay? X is the long leg. X is 14 square root of 3. So be careful on that one.
Close enough.
Yep. Close. But not quite. All right, number 10. They give us the tangent of blank. We got to find this angle equals 88. What happens anytime you need to find an angle? The negative, or it's really called the inverse, but y'all think of that -1. Do y'all need the air on? Yeah, I thought it was warm in here earlier, but they said they were fine. Okay, so you type in tangent inverse 88. That's it. Second tangent 88. And it's 89.35. So it's A. Y'all, why do you do that? You need to move the tangent over. The only way to do that is the opposite. So you press second tangent. That's basically what you're doing, is moving tangent to the other side. Okay? By pressing second tangent. So your answer was 89.35 degrees.
I completely missed 11.
Number 11. This one confuses people. Here we get to the SOHCAHTOA. I'm not writing that one down on the board. However, as soon as you get your paper, feel free to write on your paper if that helps. Okay? It's what people usually do. X, Y, Z, 512 square root of 119. Okay. So what is the sine of X? So that means I come up here to X. The sine of X equals, what's the sine? What do we do for that?
Square root of 119.
Opposite, yep, the square root of 119
Over 12.
over the hypotenuse, 12. Very good. The second thing they ask us for is the cosine of X. So I'm going to start at the same angle. What is cosine? Adjacent over hypotenuse. That's going to be 5 over 12. If you don't know what in the world opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse mean, then you might need to see me and ask me or ask somebody, okay? Because that will totally confuse you. Like, you won't get these right if you don't know that. So if you need help with that, let somebody know. Okay? Number 12. Very similar, but this one's asking for tangent. It's still our SOHCAHTOA. It's PQR. All right, it wants the tangent of P and the tangent of Q. And just so you know, they're going to be the opposite because they're starting at opposite angles. What's tangent? Opposite over adjacent. Opposite's like shining a flashlight. It hits over here. So 24 over, what's adjacent? What's next to it? 10. Oh, here's my right angle. So tangent of Q, you should already know it's going to be what? 10 over 24. But let's double check. Q is going to be opposite 10 over adjacent. What's next to it? 24. And on these, for some reason, they don't reduce them. I don't know why. So I'm okay if you don't reduce that. If you do reduce that, good for you. I mean, like, no, like in a good way. Like, that's good if you reduce it. That would make me, I didn't know, I was not meaning to be sarcastic. That would make me happy if you reduced it. But they haven't reduced these. I don't know why. Okay, let's keep going. Number 13. 13 is SOHCAHTOA again. They give you an angle, so we start at that angle. Now, what other two things do they give us? Opposite, 20, and I need to put my right angle. What's the X? The X is across from the right angle. So what's that? Hypotenuse. So this is sine. Okay, look, write down your SOHCAHTOA again. Which one is opposite and hypotenuse? Sine. So I would say the sine of 23. Is this confusing? Okay. What's the opposite again? 20 over X. How do you solve this? Yep, switch, and then we'll divide. So it's X equals 20 over this, and then I'll just type that in my calculator.
51.1.
Thank you. What did you get?
51.1.
51 point. They got 51.2, but I'd be good with that. Close enough, yeah. Okay, another page done. How are we feeling on this?
Yay.
Good? Okay. Number 14.
No.
Probably.
Okay.
But tomorrow, what I may do is get one that's, because y'all seem to be doing good, not on your phones and stuff. I may go over like another one that's similar to the test. Do it. Well, and then like I'll just go through it, and it'll only have however many are on your test, and that'll be y'all's practice. I can make copies if anybody wants one, but I'm not gonna just make copies for everybody because y'all probably waste them. A lot of you.
I'd probably junk it.
X 6 and 30. I will tell you that a lot of students in Algebra 2, they do ask for an extra copy of a test and they study them. And those are usually my A's. So,
Usually.
yeah. But I mean, I'm just saying, so they'll do it and they don't even get points for it. They'll just ask for an extra study guide that looks like the test and they'll work it the night before the test. And they usually do really well. Okay, this one, it's not the 30, 60, 90 thing. You could use that, but we can just use SOHCAHTOA. But either one works. Either one's the same. So, do I use sine, cosine, or tangent?
Tangent.
It is tangent. We're not going to use cotangent. It's going to be tangent. Okay, cotangent's different. All right, cotangent is a thing.
Really?
So is secant, cosecant, and cotangent. They're reciprocal functions of these. So cosecant, you just flip sine. Secant, you flip cosine. Cotangent, you just flip the tangent.
It's okay. It's okay.
Is the trigonometric?
Trigonometric.
Yeah, is that just SOHCAHTOA?
The trigonometric ratio, yes, that is SOHCAHTOA. All right, so the tangent, they said, of 30. The tangent of 30 equals what?
6 over x.
Very good. Opposite over adjacent. Y'all, and I don't know, like, do I need to go over that? I'm kind of just going through it like you know it. I'm expecting that you know it.
We got it.
Okay, what happens when the x is on the bottom?
Yeah, switch it.
You switch it. And now you can just enter that in on your calculator. And what do you get for 14? It's 10.4, which is A.
Should I switch this one?
I don't trust y'all.
We'll just our answers. Let me make sure it's right.
I am.
Just these things.
All right, next one. We're going to find the height of this building. Okay? So I just called it B. Okay, for the building. So here's my angle. I'm looking for B, and here's 100. So if I start at my angle, it's opposite and adjacent. What trig function is that?
Tangent.
Tangent of 72 equals B over 100. Opposite over adjacent. Now, this one, how do we solve? We don't switch.
Multiply.
Multiply. So sometimes we switch and then multiply. On this one, we just go straight to multiplying if it's not in the denominator. So I just type that in my calculator. What is 100 times the tangent of 72? And it is 308. 308 feet. Okay. 16. Didn't I go over 16 with y'all?
Yes.
Do I need to do that again?
No.
I have a yes.
Sorry.
It's okay, don't be sorry. That's what I'm here for.
That's all I'm here for.
Okay, we can only deal with right triangles. First thing you need to notice is this X. If I'm looking at this triangle that's with this X, that is not a right triangle. So I cannot find X that way. I can find W with this little triangle, And then I can find the whole thing, talking about the whole triangle. Okay, and then find x. Is everybody okay with that? So let's just start at, I'll just shade this in, this triangle. Okay? So is it sine, cosine, or tangent?
It's tangent. Opposite.
It's opposite and adjacent. So it is tangent. Okay? It's TOA. So it's the tangent of 42. A tangent of 42 is 12 over W. Then how do you solve? Yep, this one you have to switch and divide. So W equals 12 over the tangent of 42. And what do we get for W?
13.3.
13.3. So I'm going to write 13.3 right here. Now I'll find the whole thing. What letter do y'all want me to use for the whole thing?
G.
Well, I can't use X.
But A.
A would be easy to write. Okay, so I'm going to do the same steps. The tangent of 27 equals 12 over A. I'm using a different angle. That's what makes this a different length, is that it's a different angle. So again, we switch, and now we can figure out what A is. I don't have that written down, so let me figure that out.
23.6.
Okay, so she says A is 23.6. Now, that's not X, that's the whole thing. What do I do with the whole thing and W? I subtract them, and that's going to tell me X, which should be 10. They got 10.2, but I'm getting 10.3.
10.3. Oh, I wrote it up.
You got 10 point what?
25.
That's what they got.
Okay.
Okay, everybody good with 16? Another page done. All right, number 17. It's like the same thing over and over and over again on these, isn't it? Oh, y'all still writing? I'll give y'all a second.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Who are we missing in here? Anybody?
No guy.
How many extra books did you say? The answer on number 16 is 13.3 and then 10.3 or 10.25. Was there because this is the length of the whole thing. Wait, yeah, the whole thing. So 23.6 is from here to here. How would you find just from here to here? Yeah, so 23.6 minus that one. So I have 8 extra books. No, 7 extra books. Ayla, I didn't give her one yet. So how many extra did you say she made, Tyler?
30. That's what she told me.
So I still have 4. So I'd still have 4.
What are you doing? You have
Well,
an extra booklet or something?
I have 4 extra. Well, really I have 7 extra, and I should only have 3. I did give to Mary Claire, Hannah, Michaela, and Charity.
Probably missed
But
one.
not Ayla. So I've got Ayla's over here, but then there's 4 more. Yeah, maybe so. How many of y'all are there in that class?
Did you give them all to one person to give to other people?
I gave, yeah,
You probably missed some.
I might have. I'll find out next hour. Okay, sorry. Anyway, next one, we're on 17. Are y'all ready now? Everybody's done writing? Yeah, okay. 17. Are we even going to finish today? 15:8. This time we're looking for an angle.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
So, is this sine, cosine, or tangent? Yep, opposite and adjacent. Tangent of x equals 15 over 8. How do you find an angle?
You gotta do the negative thing.
The negative thing, I've got to do, this is what you end up doing. That's just a button on your calculator. Okay, to move the tangent over, you had to make it the opposite. That's basically what you're saying.
What is tangent? Like, what's the number that goes with it?
With what?
Yeah, is there like a number?
That's what you just use you use an angle and then it'll become like tangent of something would give you a number. Like you have to have an angle to plug in with it to get a number for it.
So how did they do it back in the day with no calculator? Like how did they find out
What sine and cosine tangent? I don't know. How they figure out the angle? I don't know.
Because if there's no number to go with it.
Because like E is a number, I is a number, pi is a number. All those are numbers. This one is,
That one doesn't have a number.
but it's probably got a formula. It's A. This one is A. 62.
I know what language.
Intrigue, there's a unit circle. There is a way. Like you can make right angles, and there's this thing called a unit circle that they probably use to figure things out. I mean, now how they came up with it, I don't know. But I can show you a picture of a unit circle. I got a bunch of them right here. Hold on. We'll do
Bless you.
this right here. Is a unit circle.
Alright.
Oh, that's so cute.
So
Bryce and Rainey, come to the office to check out. Bryce and check out.
they make these, like this is a 30-degree angle right here. With this 30-degree angle, this is a sine, this is cosine. Like how they do this, I don't know. They have radians. That's probably what they use instead of degrees, where they use pi. But like you get square root of 2 over 2 and 1/2. Like, and then they just use, they basically use 30, 60, 90, and 45, 45, 90 triangles. And maybe from that they found these trig functions. Now, how they knew sine, cosine, tangent, I don't know. But that can give you, remember earlier when we had a 30, 60, 90 and I said you can use the formula or you can use a trig function? But now, this is for certain numbers. If we were looking at 15 degrees, I don't know. If we were looking at 20 degrees, I don't know. This is just, I don't know. This is trig.
Interesting.
This is more trig than, it's still right triangle trig. I don't know, it's like a step
Yeah,
above it.
confusion.
But,
Yeah,
y'all know that,
interesting though.
I taught trig a little bit, but I haven't like a whole lot here. Okay. So everybody got the answer to 17? It's 62, correct? 62.
A.
Okay, let's keep moving so we can get through it. Oh, 18 will be easier if I just show you the picture. It says, what's the description of angle 4?
It is
So
an elevation.
angle 4 is, and you looking at this horizontal line, it's an angle and it's going up, angle of elevation.
So where did he base that off of? The line from?
Where is it from? Where's it going? Where's angle 4? It starts, yeah, it's going up. So it starts at the person going up to the radar tower. From the person to the radar tower. Yes, 18 is D.
What happens if 4 was on the other side then?
What side? Right here?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be because that's not an, because it has to be next to the horizontal line. See, is this angle right here on that horizontal line? No.
So
so
would the
it-
angle by the man be an angle of elevation?
Right here?
Yeah.
But it's not really showing what he would be looking up to. But, I mean, I guess that could be, but I don't know. Like, I don't have any other pictures over here. So it's going to give you, it's going to be one of these numbers. Yep. Like angle 5 is on the outside over here. What's it doing? It's from the plane down to the person.
Yeah.
And that's an angle of depression. Angle 1 is also an angle of depression.
So
This
it's on the bottom of the line. It's an angle.
this angle right
So
here
it's on the
is
outside.
not because it's not on that horizontal line.
Okay.
Okay, but they're not going to give you something like that to confuse
On
you.
the outside.
It's either going up or it's going down. Y'all, they're not going to give you, they're not going to say, is this an angle of elevation or depression? And you're going to be confused? No.
It
Okay?
doesn't
It's-
confuse you. It's simple.
Yeah, keep it simple. Okay? Don't make it difficult. Keep it simple. They're not going to try to confuse you. All right, number 19. Let's renumber that. Number 19, it says, you have a spotlight on a wall. It's 7.4 feet above a desk. So I'm going to put this light up here. I'm just going to put a little circle. It's 7.4 feet up there. It's used to light an entrance 9.3 feet from the desk. So I'm going to call this distance 9.3. What's this angle of depression? Now, here's the part that you just have to use what we just talked about, Elena. The angle of depression is actually this angle right here. That does not help me at all because it's not even in my triangle. So which one is equal to it?
That one.
This one. So that one is going to have like a little extra step, okay? The angle of depression is not this angle. It's actually this weird one. So I'm going to do that. Just do the opposite. So what is that? I'm going to call this x. So very good. It's tangent of x equals 7.4 over 9.3. And then you press what to find your answer? How do you find your answer? Yep, you got to do the negative. The second tangent. That's actually tangent inverse. And you should get, what do you get? What'd you get?
51.
I got 39.
51 the first time too.
Okay, what did y'all do second tan and you type this divided by this? Let me see what I get. Did y'all type in second tan the first time?
I don't know. I got the answer from somebody because it looked difficult and I didn't want to do it.
Well, do you understand it now? I get 39.
So you gotta do the negative.
You have to do, anytime you're looking for an angle, second tan.
I bet it was multiplying.
Okay?
I don't know. I didn't do nothing.
All right, next up, number 20. Yay. All right, number 20 we get, use the law of sines. So it says, I'm going to do the sine of 55. Do I have little a?
You don't have
That must be what I'm looking for. 39. If you did second tangent
Okay.
of that and you got 39, or if we got 38.5, which rounded up.
Equal side of looking.
Yeah, now the next one on 20, the sine of 44, and then they give us little b. So look and make sure you understand where everything came from. I knew this angle. I didn't know what went with it.
So little b goes to big B.
This angle, yes, they match the letters. Now, I know that looks weird because they gave you find AB, but you could tell it's going to be little a. Or you can draw the picture if you need to. How do you solve? Cross multiply and divide. Now, we can cross multiply one of them, but not the other, remember? So I'm going to type in my calculator, 68 times the sine of 55.
Does this number that doesn't have the sign always go behind the sign?
I always do the in front so that I don't mix it up. I don't want to put sine of 55 times 68 because then it's going to multiply 55 and 68 together, and that'd be a mess. So I always do 68 first. Does that make sense?
Okay.
And I get 55.7. And then this one I don't know, so I'm just going to write A sine 44.
Wait, 50.
Look, Elena, if you multiplied the sine of 55 times 68, just make sure you close your parentheses
Oh.
before you put 60.
I'm better
I
off
just
putting it in
I just
right.
messed up.
Whoa.
Before you put the 68.
Yeah, I'm better
Okay.
off putting it in.
Yeah. Clear that one. Okay. Anyway, now we're almost done. I said cross multiply, divide. So what do I divide by? I'm solving for A. Sine 44. So I'm just going to take that number I just got and press divided by sine of 44. And I get 80.2. Or no, sorry, they rounded different. 80.1. What number am I on? 20? Do they get 80.18?
I got 80.18.
I got 80. They got 8. There's no 80.
It's got to be D.
I got D.
They got B.
I got B.
That's 96.
I must have looked for the wrong thing.
Wait, so what is it?
Maybe.
They got B, but we'll go with this. We'll just find A. It is going to be 80.19 for this one. Now, I found probably something different. Okay, the bell's gonna ring. We'll pick up here tomorrow. I may find the side they're looking for tomorrow. I found the wrong one.